Hey everybody, I just wanted to give a quick recap over this past weekend's racing. We were able to have our first race in memory of Carl McNally, who's a guy that was very prominent here in the Texas area and influenced a lot of the racers that are still here today. So we had a 2 day race, qualifying with 3 rounds on Saturday and mains on Sunday. It was really hot. It got to about 100 degrees, at least like under the pit area, both days. And we also were treated with some extra nice traction on the track. We all pitched in and put some VHT on the track to try to create some more grip. Um, at our track at In Control, we've been kind of playing around with different mixtures, at least the owner has, and I think we're getting closer. But this weekend was definitely a special weekend in terms of traction. We probably won't see that type of traction in the future anytime soon, but it was still a lot of fun. But yeah, starting out with Nitro, of course, I qualified fifth. Um, Throughout the day, I got the car better and better. Made some changes, like a rear spring change, went a little softer in the rear, and that helped get rid of some twitchiness and made the car more predictable and easier to drive fast. Um, Here's the car right here, just to show. Um, so yeah, I had a great start in the main, and really had some nice pace for sure. The car was definitely the best it had been all weekend long. And then during my fuel stop, I got some fuel on my tires, and that really caused some havoc with the handling of the car. So basically, I was forced to have to try to basically burn off the fuel that was on the tires, but really wasn't really able to, and just decided to pull in the car, not risk braking anymore or breaking anyone else's car. A couple little things that I learned, just points to take away. I definitely need to put some more thread lock on some of these screws back here. Whenever the traction, basically I lost traction due to the fuel in the tires, bumped into a couple different things, and it jarred a couple things loose. And that's really what ultimately took me out completely. So yeah, I'm going to add some thread lock to that. It's funny how small things like that, but I'm learning, and that's what I'm here to do, and here to have fun with it. And that's what I love to do, is learn and keep coming back and then see the results, and hopefully luck is on my side for next time. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving my car, the Capricorn CO4 with the OS motor in it. People asked me throughout the weekend what I thought on the change, because they know I've completely changed car and engine in the last month, and I can just say I love it. It's absolutely brought back the passion for me and the joy of the class. The engine had plenty of power. I didn't have to touch the needles all day long, even though it got to about 100 degrees outside. I was able to keep it nice and cool, about 230, 220. So engine was nice and happy, gave me all the power I needed. The car was handling super super well. I know I can do even more and do even better with it, as I get used to it. So yeah, it was a great nitro day. Even though I didn't finish the main completely, I think I got maybe 20 minutes in and then had to retire, but still a huge success. I definitely left with a big smile on my face with my nitro car. Okay, now for electric. So I ran, in addition to nitro sedan, I ran electric sedan 17.5 motor class. And this one I was a bit disappointed with, both in the qualifying and of course in the main results. This is the car in the class that I run week in and week out at In Control, and in the last week made some really big advancements in terms of tire prep, that I think that really brought me a lot of confidence and made me feel pretty good going into this race. Um, Again, I qualified fourth. I think I could have gone more. I think I could have gone higher for sure. The track had a lot more grip in it than normal, and so I started going up in the diff oils. and went up one step and felt it wasn't quite enough. It started to overheat towards the last minute of the run, so I went up quite a bit more in the diff oil, and that ended up being too much. So by the end of Saturday in qualifying, I was able to actually remove a little bit of oil, so keeping the thick oil in it, but removing a little bit, just to try to loosen it up a little bit more, and that really worked well. I had my best run all day long at the end of the day, Saturday, of course, in the happy hour when the track is cooling down and the traction really comes up at that point. So of course it felt good, but I still kept the car the same going into Sunday for the mains. Ran in the morning. Of course, it was cooler outside. Started feeling like maybe I had still a little bit too thick of a differential. So removed a little bit more oil out of the differential. But unfortunately, that just ended up being too little. The car would feel quite good in the first minute or minute and a half, and then it would totally overheat the differential. So yeah, lesson learned on that one was to definitely build a couple of differentials with some different fluids in them. Try to save some time and some just kind of aggravation, in the heat. And also to have a more granular selection of oils at my disposal. You don't realize that 1,000 or 2,000 CST can completely change the car, and especially when you're in a bigger race and you're trying to really push the car to its absolute limit every single run. Sometimes you need those sorts of things. So definitely going to grab some more oil and some more differential so that I'm more well prepared. The second thing that I noticed in my electric car, I didn't glue the tires properly. They come pre-glued, but with the amount of pressure we put on the tires when we race and the level of grip that we had over the weekend, the glue just simply would start to fail and would pull out from the rim of the tire. So of course, as I was packing my things up and putting my tires in their bag and cleaning everything, I noticed that my tires were coming unglued. And that was probably considerably adding to my problems on the track. Although I thought it was more of a setup issue, I think I had a tire issue. So lesson learned for next time, definitely I got to check my glue every time. I got it, especially at the end of 3 rounds of qualifying. I've got to check the glue. There's no way around it. I can't waste my time and work hard on the car and then have to deal with that kind of thing. So just kind of a mental dump on the weekend and the things that I learned. I also want to say shout out to DRC. We had an amazing raffle at the race. Thank you so much to Toasty and everybody that helped out with making that race possible. It was like this big race that just came to our backyard, and it was for all the locals. It was amazing. But thank you to DRC. This is one of the items that I won in the charge leads that I won in the raffle. I really appreciate it. Actually, I really needed that. I was using connectors and soldered stuff, so now I'm gonna look a little more pro in my pit. So with that said, that's it for me. The next race for me will likely be up in Dallas. You're going to do some carpet racing up there, kind of change things up and get out of the heat. So till next time, thanks for listening. Bye.